Dr. Inayatullah here, who is a local government expert actually, and we just had his viewpoints about building architecture on the on creating a minimum consensus among the local government structures. So we have some questions with him. How would you say, how will we change the 18th Amendment, and how could we write a chapter which would incorporate all the challenges that we are facing today in the local government structure?
I think in countries like Pakistan, you cannot just shift the responsibility to the provincial governments, that they'll be willingly conducting local governments regularly and ensuring continuity and financial transfers and everything for the local governments. So for this, we need to add a chapter in the constitution, and we need to elaborate a minimum communalities for all the provinces, and I think we need to add nomenclature. The nomenclature across Pakistan should be the same. Number two, tiers across Pakistan should be the same, and this should be written in the constitution. Number three, in the constitution we should clear-cut document and write that there should be local government elections continuously without any interruption, like provincial and national assemblies. And fourth, this chapter should be enforced by the courts, because there are provisions of the constitution which are not implemented by the provincial governments, but there is no forum, there is no platform to enforce provincial governments to enforce those provisions. So we should write in that chapter that the enforcement of this chapter will be done through the courts if the provincial governments do this on their own.
Okay, my second question would be, how would you improve? You talk a lot about the allocation of funds to the local governments, which is not possible in the current government. Do you say, how could this thing be improved? How would we allocate the share of funds properly to the local governments from the provincial government?
I think we can write in the principal law, in the act in the provincial assemblies, the local government acts in the provincial assemblies, like we did in 2013. LGR 2013 made it mandatory that 30% of provincial government development funds should be transferred to the district governments, which has been reduced by the current government to 20%. So if without provincial transfers, because the provinces are dependent on the federal government, they are dependent on the federal transfers. So district will be definitely having provincial transfers. So we need to write it in the principal law and the principal act and the local government act that provincial governments would be mandatory for the provincial governments to transfer a portion of the development fund to the district governments.